love it.
What's up, guys? It's Arinze Eze, the Escenario Arinze, back again with another video. Today's video is coming at the tail end of the phenomenal show that Kevin Samuels had last night. Today's the 17th of April, to be exact. And that show, oh my goodness, that show. I'm so happy that show went the way it did, because it put on full display everything a small contingent of black men in the world, mind you, and especially on black YouTube, have been trying to tell you guys in mass about black women. That show put to rest all these debates of trying to negotiate with these women, trying to understand them, all of this shit. It put to rest all of it, because when we say it, y'all say we're haters, but Kevin just let them talk about how they feel about black men. And they told y'all essentially that y'all ain't shit. Essentially that y'all ain't shit. That we ain't shit. Like they literally, every woman on there that came on there just said we ain't shit. And that y'all don't deserve anything from us. But at the same time that we have these feelings about you, we demand protection. We demand everything you have to offer, but y'all ain't shit to us. I mean, these are the same women that I see so many of you older guys and so many of you, I would say, cucks, honestly, come out here and say, oh no, those are our women. Oh no, the community, we need to get together. We need to unify. No, that's what you want to unify us with. And it showed itself. That's what you want us to unify with. That right there. And the crazy part about it, right, is that most of those women were like early 20s, like 24, 23. Mind you, I turned 26 in March. So literally, those women are in my cohort. And that's what they think of black men. Like, that's their feelings towards black men. And then you'll have all these sob story ass TikToks of insecure little black girls in college, high school crying about the black boys that I like don't like me, or I'm so tired of looking at a black guy and wondering, does he like chocolate girls? Does he like chocolate girls? Like, bruh. So happy Kevin did that show. I'm so happy it happened the way it did. Because I've been saying for almost a year, leave in Raccoon City. The G virus is real. These women are not part of stars. Leave them in Raccoon City. I've been saying it, and I've been saying it, and I've been saying it. And no one wants to, not even no one. And so many of you guys just keep on coming up with that. Well, we need to talk. Well, we need to keep trying to. I don't understand. Like, y'all keep trying to negotiate with women. That's the first problem. I don't understand why y'all feel the need to negotiate shit with women. I don't get that shit at all. Maybe because I'm Nigerian. Maybe, I don't know why, but I don't see the relevance in trying to negotiate with women. I don't understand that concept at all, you know. But this laid it out. Like these women told you how they feel about y'all. So what now? Are y'all gonna still say the community? Are y'all gonna still say protect black women? I mean, seriously. Like after that display that all those young black women gave, and even older ones gave on his broadcast last night, what are they gonna say now? And the thing that made that broadcast, the part that was the creme de la creme of that broadcast was when that therapist came up there and just started bullshitting. Like, just started tap dancing like a goddamn coon. Like, tap dancing around the question that Kevin asked. And the thing about me is that, like, I've already detached myself from that, ideology of, like, black women are realistically my women, and that makes sense. Like, outside of my family members, the masses of black women are not my priority or concern until proven otherwise. You know, but watching her tap dance around that shit, and then watching how Kevin was just crazy to me, because the part of that conversation, therapist and him, that really I was like, this bitch can't be serious, was when she opened her mouth to say, oh, the reason why we act the way we do is because, we're so worried about we're so worried about black men. And he was like, bullshit. And I said the same. I was like, these women have no fucking shame. You're really gonna sit here in 2021 and say that the reason why black women act like assholes to everybody is because they're burdened by the troubles they see black men go through? Fuck out of here. When these same women, without a glance, without a pause, will use those same systems to fuck up black men's lives? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And the craziest part about this is that it's all coming full circle. Kevin popped off, right, when he did the broadcast on CJ King. If you don't remember CJ King, he was that Harvard or law school grad that came in and said, black women, I'm the prize. And black women, like the slave overseers they were trained to be, came out and said, is this nigga congratulating himself? Is this nigga talking about it? Who the fuck does this nigga think he is? Talking about he's a prize. He's a prize. Like, these Chrissy, all of them just came out of nowhere, calling him gay, clowning his family, everything. And then Kevin did a broadcast on it, right? And I didn't know this until I saw the broadcast. But in the broadcast, he went there in real time, went to CJ King's Instagram page, and in the comments, you saw black women wishing him death. Mind you, again, you saw black women in his comment section on Instagram when that happened. You saw black women literally in the comment section saying, I hope you run into George Zimmerman. To a black man who all he did was dare to say, I am a prize, because I have achieved something great. That's all he did. He didn't say black men were ugly. Didn't say I like dark skin. Didn't say I like light skinned bitches or where the white women at. He just said I'm the prize, and that's the response black women gave him. That's when Kevin popped off. That's when the whole I have a PhD soundbite came from, and it's all come back full circle. This is why they did that last year to the CJ King. This is why they mocked Kobe's death last year. This is why when George Floyd was murdered, the moment it came out he had a white girlfriend, they all started talking shit. That show last night is why. That's where all that comes from. That's why. It all came back full circle. It all did. And for me personally, I feel so good that it came out the way it did. Because now we have it on video. Now we have the sound bites. Now we have, again, the woman herself, the therapist, came up there trying to put on the cape strong as fuck. Deflecting, not answering questions directly. Mind you, as a therapist, at any collegiate level, that kind of, back and forth is not allowed. It's supposed to be very objective and correct. This woman was jumping all over the place. Oh my goodness, it was so irritating to watch. Just for her to come out and say, yeah, we don't do that. Kevin even asked her a straight up question like, do Asian women, white women, Hispanic women, do these women do the things that y'all do to their men? And she said no. And then when it came to talking about black women, she had to go and add an addendum saying, well, most of us don't. Like, no. When it was these other racist women, you said, no, they don't. Why is that when it's y'all, all of a sudden, y'all want to go and adjust it? Some, not all. And then even crazier, after she went and disgraced herself on that interview with Kevin, she was in the comment section doubling down, talking about, oh, I gave the truth. And everyone was like, bitch, we saw you. We saw how you reacted in the comments. In the interview, we saw how you reacted, facial expressions and all. We saw how you responded. How are you gonna come in the comments and then try and tell us what really happened as if we didn't see the shit? We saw how you kept on bobbing and weaving like in a fucking MMA fight, bobbing and weaving. How you were juked like a fucking Heisman Trophy winner. We saw that. We saw how you were out there trying to hit the Heisman on every question he asked you. Bob and weave, bob and weave. We saw you, bitch. We saw you. I thought it wouldn't get that. And then even after that, right? I thought, okay, it can't get worse than a black therapist coming out here to put on the capes for this bullshit, right? It can't get any worse. Nah, that last call was, if the therapist was the creme de la creme, that last call was the cherry on top. That last. What's up, guys? It's Arinza Eze. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Call. This girl was 24, just reciting all the battered black women mantras, all the battered black women prayers. Like David Carroll said, they have the same snap count, the same play. Reciting all the bullshit at 24, the same bullshit. And then when Kevin was like, okay, but at the end of the day, whose job is it to get help? It's ours. But she was like, oh, we can't afford that bullshit. If a black woman put billions into fake hair but can't get therapist, fuck out of here, yo. The part that sealed that conversation was at the end when it all just came out that, oh, we're independent. Why do we need y'all? Oh my God, that was it, bro. That was it. That was everything right there. But all that aside, the biggest issue I had personally, it wasn't them saying that, because again, I've already detached myself from the idea of black women as a mass group being my concern. You know, I've already killed that part off. I've already killed that idea off years ago. But the part that irritates me is just the cuckoldry that black men have when it comes to this. Like, so many of y'all want to bypass the fact that you have traitors as women and you think you're gonna fight against the systems and compete against men effectively when the women you have are literally ready and willing to sabotage you. You had black men in the comments saying, oh, that hurt my heart. My heart hurt a little bit with the therapist. I'm like, nigga, what? Come again? Your heart was hurt.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Like these dudes were in the comments acting as if like they had no idea this was real. Like they were in the comments acting shocked. Like the thing about it is, black men have always known this is how black women look at us. These are the same women who, at the drop of the dime, will wish you to die over the most innocuous shit. Again, CJ King. Man said he was a prize and was getting death threats. Again, Kobe. His only crime was that he died and was married to a black woman. So his money couldn't go to her. Like, y'all acted as if this was some new shit. And it just shows me the fact that this is really why black men, in America at least, aren't as productive as they could be. It's not the system per se, right? The system is very much there. But it's the fact that y'all refuse. It's the fact that y'all have the will to do what is necessary in seeing that black women in America are hell-bent on sabotaging y'all. Like, these women in no real way are here to help progress the community under your leadership as men. And this is the big reason why they don't date out either. Because they know that they can't go to any other community and run shit the way they do in the black community. They know that. They know, to quote Chrissy, they know where their bread is buttered. You can't be screaming black girl magic in the Asian community. You can't be screaming black girls rock with the white community. This is the only place. This is the only place where they can do that shit. But y'all just refuse to push the button. Y'all just refuse to push the button. Like, y'all just refuse to do it. Y'all refuse to see your women for what they are. No matter how many books BGS has showing that black women during slavery did not have the same troubles that y'all did, no matter how many times these women tell you that to them colorism is more important than racism, no matter how many times the system shows you that between you and black women, y'all are the bigger threats. I mean, let's think about it. The fact that Goldman Sachs would give black women $10 billion lets you know two things about the black community. It lets you know that everyone else knows that giving black women money won't fix the community. And it also lets you know that these systems know that black women, when given anything, do not put it back into their community. If that's what it lets you know. If the system of oppression is oppressing y'all equally, right? How is it that one of the two of you gets resources from the very same system? You know, it's crazy. I'm so glad he did it. I'm so glad this broadcast happened the way. I'm so glad it did. I'm so glad this broadcast happened the way it did, because it's all on the table now. There's nowhere else black men can hide from this truth. There's nowhere else they can hide from it. There's nowhere else black women can hide from that truth. There's nowhere else to hide. You can't run. You can't say some, not all. Every last one of those black women that came on his show last night was speaking the same battered black women mantras that we know don't exist. Every last one of them. You had a college-educated therapist putting on the capes for the bullshit. Then you had a woman at the end say what they really feel. We don't need y'all, we're independent. Why do we need y'all? Same time she said that, she was like, y'all don't support us though. I was like, wait a minute. You just said y'all don't need us, but then still demand us support you?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Again, after this, There is no more arguments about the community, date black woman, all this shit. After this, it's SYSBM. Like, I mean, seriously, at this point, what Kevin did was solidify SYSBM. I mean, Jesus Christ, that last show was amazing. Don't forget to like. Wait, is it? What is it again? Don't forget to like, comment, and share. How do you forget the fucking closing part? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.
Pretty good. Not bad. You want to go some more? What were you thinking?
It's just so funny. Like, and every time these women spoke, it was always our traumas, our traumas, our traumas make us do this, our traumas make us feel like this. Like, they speak of trauma as if only black women have the capacity to have trauma. You know, it's crazy. And quite frankly, that's gonna be my go-to from now on. Like, that'll be being my go-to from now on. Whenever someone asks me like, "Oh, why do you say about black women?" Or, do you like black girls? I'm like, "Oh, no, sweetheart, no. Y'all have too much trauma for me. Y'all have too much trauma. Oh my god." No, I can't do it because y'all have too much trauma. I don't know. You know what? From now on, and like whenever this conversation comes up, it'll be, "Oh no, y'all have too much trauma for me. That's why I can't deal with y'all like that. I can't handle y'all because y'all have too much trauma." Oh, shout out to Edward Anderson for that one. Y'all have too much trauma for me. I can't deal with y'all have too much trauma. Oh my god. In fact, I think I came up with the acronym for trauma. Let me see. I think the acronym was, trauma, transfigured, racialized antagonism manifested against black men. That's what trauma is from now on. Whenever we have these talks like, "Oh, why do you want a dark skin?" No, why do you want a dark skin? Oh my god, why do you want a dark skin? Why do you want a light skinned bitch, huh? You and these white bitches, you guys can't handle a strong, independent black queen. It'll be like, no, you're right. Y'all have too much trauma. Y'all have too much trauma for us. y'all have too much trauma. That's what it would be. Y'all have way too much trauma for us. And trauma will now stand for transfigured, racialized antagonism manifested against black men. That's what it will be. Because, y'all can smile to those white guys. And, quite frankly, I'm not, I keep on saying so much. I'm not mad that y'all code switch on a dime depending on the race. I personally don't care. But at the same time, with that being said, the genuineness that I have for y'all is greatly diminished. And I think that should be the case for most black men until proven otherwise. Until proven otherwise, you should take black men on a case-by-case basis. This whole collective image that we have needs to stop, because clearly their collective view of us is not good. In fact, their collective and individual view of us is not good. And as that as that broadcast showed, these women have deep-seated issues with black men. And if they have those issues with you as grown adult black men, imagine what they do to these young black children. Not young black children, to these young black boys. If these women can say things about you as a grown man, what happens when they have a child that's a boy? I mean, it all makes sense now. If you watch the video this far, well, recently I had a commenter that reminded me about my whole, what's your favorite color? So this time the question will be, what's your favorite video game console? For me, it would have to be a tie between the Nintendo DS and the PlayStation 2. I have the skinny version. Yeah, those two are tied for my favorite console.